Hello, welcome to this lecture on matrix operation. I'm teacher Nelai. So today we will be discussing addition and subtraction of matrices. So in addition and subtraction of matrices can be added or subtracted only when two or more matrices have the same order. So for example, here we have 3 by 3 matrices added to a 3 by 3 matrices. So we have the same order, so which means that we can add these two matrices. So the corresponding value location, like for instance, A sub 1, 1, row 1, column 1, will be added to B sub 1, 1, the value in row 1, column 1 in the matrix B. So B sub 2, 1, 2 will also be added with A sub 1, 2. So corresponding location of our numbers. So we have here 5 plus 8 is 13. 10 plus 2 is 12, 11 plus 6 is 17, negative 3 plus 14 is 11, 4 plus 5 is 9, 5 plus a negative 15 is negative 10, 6 plus 16 is 22, 8 plus 18 is equal to 26, and 9 plus a negative 9 is equal to 0. So A plus B, or matrix A plus matrix B, is equal to this matrix. Okay, so let's also consider subtraction. So just like in addition, so corresponding values will be added. So like 5, or rather subtracted. So 5 minus 8, or this is actually like also addition, wherein negative here corresponds to, or subtraction here corresponds to a negative value. So it is similar to 5 plus a negative of the matrix here. So let's answer this. So 5 minus 8, or 5 plus a negative 8 is negative 3. 10 less or minus 2 is equal to 8. 11 minus 6 is 5. Negative 3 plus minus 14 is negative 17. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. 5 minus a negative 15 is 20. 6 minus 16 is a negative 10. 8 minus 18 is a negative 10. 9 minus a negative 9 is equal to 18. So A minus B is equal to this matrix. Okay, so how about for scalar multiplication? So let be our scalar value be equal to 8. So multiplying it to A, so 8A now is equal to, so we will just multiply this to each of the values in our matrix. So 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 10 is 80, 8 times 11 is 88, 8 times a negative 3 is a negative 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48, 8 times 8 is 64, 8 times 9 is equal to 72. Now, for matrix multiplication AB, we can only multiply, or A dot B. So this is actually a dot product. So if we can only multiply two matrices if the number of rows, or rather the number of columns of our first matrices is the same with the number of columns to the second matrix. So here we have 3 columns, which also corresponds to 3 rows in our matrix B. So which means we can multiply this. So to do this, we are going to multiply each of the values in the first row to the first column of our matrix. So it's 5 times 8, and then add, of course, the product. 5 times 8 plus 10 times the 14 plus 11 times the 16. And then for our second column, so of course that is 356, 258, and a negative 200, sorry for, that's 356. So let's move to our second column. So it is 5 times 2. So let us see. This is 5 times 2, 10 times 5, 11 times 18, and then add again the product. So 5 times 2 is 10, added to 10 times 5 is 50 times 11 times 18. So the result is equal to 258. And then next, in our third column here, so we have 5 times 10 plus 10 times a negative 15 plus 11 times negative 9. So it is a negative 209. Okay, next. So let us move to the next row. Negative 3 multiplied to 8 plus 4 multiplied to 14 plus 5 multiplied to 16. So that is 112. Still, we will multiply our second row with our second column. So negative 3 multiplied by 2 plus 4 multiplied by 5 plus 5 multiplied by 18. So let us see. So the result is 104. Next, second row to the third column. So negative 3 plus 6, 4, negative 3 times 6 plus 4 times negative 15 plus 5 times negative 9. So it's a negative 123. Next, we are now in the third row, and this third row will again be multiplied to each of the column here. So 6 times 8 plus 8 times 14 plus 9 times 16. So that is 304. Next, second column, 6 times 8 plus 8 times 5 plus 9 times 18. So we will get an answer of 214. Now we are in the third column. 6 times 6, 36, plus 6 times a negative 15 plus 9 times negative 9, you will get an answer of negative 165. Okay, now how about transpose? So how will we transpose this matrix? So that's A raised to 3t. So which means we are going to transpose A. So here we are just going to reverse it, wherein the values in each column will be transferred in a row. So let's see how it is done. So we have 5, negative 3, and 6. So this is the first row, first column. It will be written in the answer as our first row because it is transposed. So 10, 4, 8 will be placed in our second row, 10, 4, 8. And for the third column, 11, 5, 9, this will be placed in the third row. So we have 11, 5, and 9. So that's how to do transposed and matrix. Now, how about integral power of matrices? So we are actually doing the integral power of matrices for square matrices. So for instance, so we have here, A is this matrix. So to come up now with the A square, it means that we are going to multiply, but this multiplication is the dot product. So let me just clarify that. I am not referring to the cross multiplication. This is the dot product. So it's M times the multiplication. So we have here 5, negative 3, and 6, 10, 4, 8, 11, 5, 9 multiplied to itself. So the procedure is just the same like what we did in the matrix multiplication. So we have here, of course, obviously, the number of columns and the number of rows for our matrices are the same because it is the same matrix. So we are just going to do the same procedure. All the values in the row will be multiplied to the corresponding values in the column, and the product will be added. So 5 times 5 plus 10 times negative 13 plus 11 multiplied by 6. So 5 times 10 plus 10 times 4 plus 11 times 8. Again, you're going to get 178. So continuing the process, 5 times 11 plus 10 times 5 plus 11 times 9. And then second row to second column, negative 3 times 10 plus 4 times 4 plus 5 times 8. And then negative 3 times 11 plus 4 times 5 plus 5 times 9, it's 32. And then third row, 6 times 5 plus 8 times negative 3 plus 9 times 6, 6 times 10 plus 8 times 4 plus 8 times 8. Let's repeat. 6 times 10 plus 8 times 4 plus 9 times 8. You will get 164. And then third row to the third column, 6 times 11 plus 8 times 5 plus 9 times 9, you will get negative 187. So let us double check this value. Okay, let us see. We can actually make use of Microsoft Excel also in doing this. So in the next video. So anyway, let us first discuss this, but we have to verify our answer here. So I will ask you to verify if we obtained the correct answer, because this must be a positive value. Because of course we do not have negative values in our rows and in our column. So the negative value is only this one, negative 3. So let us just verify. So let's use Microsoft Excel in doing that. So we are going to multiply the value by itself. So M multiplication Control Shift Enter. So it is a positive 187. So in our next video, we are going to follow the same procedure, the same steps again. And but for the next video, we will be using Microsoft Excel. So if we will extend this to a sub 3, a sub 4, you can actually make use of this. Like for example, a sub 3, you will just multiply a square times a, and also if it's a raised to 4, then it is a raised to 3 multiplied by a. So you will just also extend it. Okay, so this ends the presentations. Thank you for watching.